and you stay in a house, sometimes you need somebody who is also coming from outside and see, because football is the same, just like our DP mentioned here about the achievements in Europe and the achievements in Africa, and for the football players, for instance. But that means the what, which is the objective about what we play, is clearly the same. But it is the how that maybe sometimes we don't get it right because of the situations behind home. I'm very sure, and I'm happy that at least we have also some different eyes with different experience for the same game. So we're expecting to see and share a lot, and also for the benefit of the local trainers who are, I'm pretty sure we are very much behind, you know, the whole idea and the progress of what we want. So it is about the how we have been doing it, and the how again, Benny want to help us to do it. So we are very, very motivated, very encouraged, and we also want to wish him, you know, a lot of luck, you know, in the journey.
All right, before we get into Benny, the coach, I just have a question for Anthony Kimani. Anthony, you've played for Harambee Stars. Yes. As I've ever watched in the Kenyan Premier League, and of course, yeah. But you did not manage to break into Europe, even though in our eyes, you had the raw talent to do that, to play in one of the biggest leagues in the world. As we develop ours as well, to be amongst them. What do you think was missing for you to take you to that next level?
Thank you very much for your question, Carol.
Sorry, we're having a little bit of a sound problem.
Thank you very much for your question, Carol, and I'd like to write on the protocols that have already been observed. I think the main challenge that we had back then, first of all, was lack of exposure. A lot of us had not been exposed enough to package ourselves in a manner that would probably attract scouts from outside. Opportunities here were also very, very, very scarce, you know, in terms of networking with people that would help you to cross that bridge and get over to the other side. But I think all that has changed now. I think our players right now have got an opportunity probably to get agents that can you know, hook them up with the different teams that our players have been going to. We've seen a lot of our players going to Sweden. We've seen a lot of our players going to Zambia, you know, to Scandinavian countries and to other bigger leagues as well. Just the other day, I was looking at the number of women footballers that we have that are applying their trade outside our country, and it's quite huge. So I think a lot has changed in terms of giving our players exposure, in terms of having the right agents, you know, to connect our players out there. And I'm pretty sure with the foundation that we are laying here today by bringing in Benni McCarthy is going to open up even more opportunities for our players in the coming years. Thank you.
Well, what you've talked about the ladies' game, and at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to appreciate a very special lady in this. I'm not done. A very special lady, historic moment in Tunis, building Odemba. Please, let's clap for this lady. Well, it was a historic win, and I believe now this goes to you, Odemba. I believe that, and I've been saying it before you even played in the World Cup under 17. If there is a team that will, with all due respect to the men, if there's a team that is going to participate in the World Cup for the very first time, is the ladies' team. Am I right?
Yeah, you said that severally.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Please expound. Do you think that this moment is going to help even the ladies' side?
Oh yeah. First of all, it's the goodwill. The goodwill to see that football prospers in this country. It's never about men or women football. There's nothing like that. It's always football. So if there's will to empower the men national team, then it means that there's a bigger will to empower the women national team. And we're looking forward also to see the best.
Thank you very much, Beldine. Now, at this moment, I'd like to introduce to you, if you put your eyes on the screen, to Benni McCarthy, the coach.
I've had an amazing response from the players, you know, the positivity within the group. I just see the difference in the mentality already, the way we approach the training session, the way we up the tempo to play a little bit quicker, and everyone wants to impress. So that's always good. I've enjoyed my first couple of days with the team. I can't wait. Sunday can't come any quicker because the longer it takes, the more nervous I get. So I just want to get this one over and done with. My thoughts on about the game and the 3 points. I think it's very possible, you know. So far, we've got quality players. And I think just the right direction, if they push into the right direction, positivity, the brand of football that I want to play, and the joy that I want to bring to their faces. When you step onto a football field, people shouldn't be angry or nervous or sad. Football is a game of joy, so I want to bring that.
The reunification of North and South Korea is not just about two nations. It's about a united people, a shared future, and a symbol of hope for the world. Leaders and citizens alike understand that peace in Korea means a more stable world for us all. Your support can make a difference. Stand with us. Stand for peace. Find out how you can support this vital cause. Visit One Dream One Korea, watch related videos, and subscribe to our channel.
Me.
Everyone settled in really quickly, and you know it's always good for the forwards to have you know, a particular coach that concentrates on us as a forward group. And yeah, I feel like since Benny's come in, we've worked more as a team going forward, which has led to us creating more chances and to us scoring more goals. So you know, it's still early days, and you know, Benny would tell you himself his aspirations are much bigger than what we've done so far. But you know, he keeps pushing us, keeps trying to get us to improve. And yeah, you can't ask for anything more than that as a player. Yeah, his relationship with me is very good. We speak a lot, and we're always analysing the games as well and showing me ways to improve, and you know, small things that can help me get more chances, more goals, and maybe create space for other players as well. So yeah, we're doing a lot of work.
An endorsement from Marcus Rashford, of course, during Benni McCarthy's last stint as a coach. That was at Manchester United up until mid last year. But it was at Amazulu, Arocho, where I think he really impressed.
Well, the starts at Amazulu speaks volume, because when Benny joined Amazulu, the team was struggling. He did so well. The team was second in the Premier League, and subsequently the team played in the Champions League group stage. So I believe if it's about proven record, the gentleman, Benni McCarthy, has some very good proven record.
All right, we are going to have a bit of a Q&A session just for a few minutes before we unveil the new head coach. FKF President Hussein Mohammed, I know Mariga touched on it, and Kimanzi also touched on it. Why Benni McCarthy? I'm asking you now, Hussein.
I think just to get straight to the point, he has the fire in the belly. He's one of those players and now one of those coaches that really has something to prove, and he's shown from his passion, from the interactions we've had with him when we were talking to the different coaches during this process, because we talked quite a number. And Benni came across as an individual who really had the passion for it. I mean, he's as Kenyan as it can get. He's African. He understands our culture. Our culture and South African culture is not very different. He's a Pan-Africanist, and we looked around and said, I mean, his characteristics or his individuality also fits the bill. And we felt strongly as a federation that given the opportunity, given his exposure, given his track record, with support from the Federation, he will go all the way. And we believe that he has what it takes to deliver for this country.
I know, and I had so many questions for the government. Let me ask you this question, Hussein, since the government are not here. In terms of support, we know what has been the problem in the past. It wasn't your administration, so it's not on you. But I remember posting the other day that Benni McCarthy is coming, and the first tweet was, after 3 months, he'll say his salary hasn't been paid. Do we have those things covered?
The responsibility of the national teams, of course, lies with the government across the world. It's not unique to Kenya. Governments usually cater for the bill or take care of the bill when it comes to facilitating the national teams, both men and women, and also for the youth teams. So it's not any different here. I know we've got a little bit of history on this issue, but there's a government representative here, I think, who's just come.
Yes.
But we are confident that we've gotten the right commitments from our government. I'm very, or let's say I'm reassured that we will not be dealing with the same situation or the problems that we've had in the past. We are working very, very well with the current government. We are working very well with the cabinet secretary. They are all aligned on this recruitment. The PS has been very supportive all along. And I know that we will not have this challenge in the future. Moving on.
So fresh start, eh?
Absolutely.
Well, just to elaborate a point, Mr. Ndakwa, we'd like to recognize your presence, a government representative. So that one is that's covered now.
I want to ask this question to Francis Kimanzi, who has had several stints with the national team Harambee Stars. We believed in you so much, Kimanzi. I believe in you still so much. But I am sure there are challenges that you faced. What kind of support do you wish you had got to get Kenya to a World Cup? Because I think it's a very small, it's not that big an issue for us to get to the next level. But when you were coach, from your experience, and I know you've done really well as an interim coach with the national team, in regards to the Chan matches, what additional support did you need?
Well, Carol, thank you. It's a very technical question.
And there's only like a minute, so you don't have to give so many details.
Yes, but what you really need, and is what that maybe if we had that time, we would have really managed it. It's that continuous support is very important, especially making sure that you don't skip any FIFA window without a meaningful preparation and a test match, to say so. If we had those opportunities, I think Mark here with his generation, they would have also had an opportunity to be in the World Cup for sure. So it's about how important are we ready to utilize our FIFA window, which is already standardized, by FIFA. So if we invest well in that period, it's key to get our players, to cover the gap that Anthony Kemani mentioned, also Mariga mentioned that that platform for exposure, it can only be built within the FIFA windows. More meaningful friendlies.
All right, thank you very much. Now, it's almost time for us to unveil the new head coach. But he hasn't come alone, Arocho. The new head coach has not come alone. He has beefed up his technical team.
Wow. A gentleman I've been watching for some time now in the national team, in Bafana in the goal, and done so well at Amazulu. Let's please appreciate and welcome Monib Joseph. Let's appreciate Joseph kindly. Just wave to the crowd. Wave to the crowd. Well, I won't say the team that I support down there. I'm sure that one will not go well with you. But we appreciate you and welcome. That means that our coach is not just coming alone. He'll be with Mr. Joseph Monib.
And of course, he'll have a lot of support here at home with other coaches as well. And we'll get into that conversation. But right now, guys, it is time for us to meet the man who's going to give us a fresh start for Harambee Stars. Arocho, I can confidently say that because of this new head coach, I am a pirate when it comes to South African football. Sorry about that. So I would like us to please stand up so that we can welcome and give him a good Kenyan welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce and unveil to you the new national team head coach for Harambee Stars, Benni McCarthy!
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want
All right. Benni, if you can join me here on stage, FKF President Hussein Mohammed, if you can join me here as well. Now, the contract has already been signed, but we need the proof. We need the proof that the contract has been signed. And those of you who have questions, by the way, get them ready. Arocho will be going around with his roving mic. The contracts are here. Thank you to these lovely ladies. Hussein, this is yours. Benni, this is yours. If you can hold up the contract and show everybody that it has been signed. Don't zoom in and screenshot. Wait, don't zoom in and screenshot. I know your manners. So the contract has been signed. Thank you very much. You will exchange them. So everybody has a copy. All right, congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hussein. Thank you, ladies. Benni, you can now take your seats. Over here. Whoa! All right, I am excited. I hope you're excited. I'm going to kick off this Q&A session. Arocho, as I said, is going around with a roving mic if you have any questions for Benni. Those of you who are here on the stage, you're also allowed to ask questions, and you can ask them questions as well. Benni, first of all, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, everyone. I would just like to say that it's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure for me to be here in Kenya and to be surrounded with all great people in here because, yeah, I'm delighted and I really can't wait to start our new journey, making Kenya, again, one of the powerhouses in African football.
You've heard that. By the way, when I was talking to an FKF official, I won't say who and I won't say when, he said, Benni McCarthy looked at this team and said, you know what? I can take these guys to the World Cup. True or false?
How can I not? The undiscovered talent that they are, the names that you see, and just the potential that this Kenyan national team have, and you look at other national teams, how well they're doing with half the talent that is here in Kenya. So with the right leaders in charge, with the right coaches, with the right mentality and the right mindset and the right work ethic, we can get this team to greater heights. And I heard a question earlier about the women's team might be the first team, Kenyan team, to represent the country in the World Cup. I think it will be both teams, the women and the men.
Or on that note, will you be exchanging notes? Will you two be exchanging notes, Beldin? You'll be exchanging notes? Huh? Could we have these mics on as well, please?
We will definitely do so, because I think with the success that the woman is having, it's only fair for me as a coach
to learn from her,
to try and get all the information that she has, so that I can put it into practice with the men's team.
Now, Benny, I want to talk freely. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, maybe he's not as experienced as we think. Tell us about your coaching experience. For those who don't know, because many people just know Benni McCarthy played for Blackburn, won Champions League with Porto. Benny, the coach?
Well, so after I retired from football in 2013, then I took it upon myself to go and educate myself, even though that I played the game at the highest, to become a coach, to become remotely knowing how players work. I needed to have education also. So I decided to go and start to do my coaching badges. So it took me 5.5 of my years after playing football to go my level A's, UEFA C, UEFA B, UEFA A, and UEFA Pro license, which 5.5 years. Till today, I can't believe that I put myself 5.5 years to do that. But now when I'm sitting here being announced the national team coach for Kenya, I think it was money and education well spent. So, so that's what I did. And while doing my coaching badges, I also learned at other teams. I was first team coach, worked very close with the coach from Celtic at the time when Victor Wanyama and Virgil van Dijk from Liverpool was players at Celtic FC in Scotland. So I worked for 6 months with the first team coach, and just to learn what it is to become a coach and to shadow a successful coach. And I had another 6 months stint at Hibernians, the opposition team, because it's a club in my city. And then I became an assistant coach in Belgium for 1 year at Sint-Truiden. And our aim was to newly promoted team, to help them from not getting relegated, because they were the biggest favorite team to get relegated straight away. And we managed to help the team to stay in the top position, and we finished number 8. And everybody said that 100% that we will get relegated. So we were young coaching staff. So I think I've gathered some experience working under top coaches that play the game. And then I got an opportunity to go to South Africa, to Cape Town City, and become the head coach myself. So which that experience was very well. I learned a lot. I made a lot of mistakes, but it made me a better coach from the mistakes that I've made and the things that I didn't do well. And then AmaZulu then became another step where I think I excelled as a coach, because I've learned from all the mistakes that I've made in Cape Town City as a young new coach. So I took that experience, and we went on to achieve what the club has never ever achieved, being in the relegation position, and then with only the second half of the league to go, in 15 matches or 17 matches, where you win 14 out of 17 matches in the top flight for young coaches. So I think that was very impressive, and we finished second, and for the first time made the team qualify for the Champions League. So then, yeah, I thought my experience there was very well, but now I needed to move on to bigger and better things. And that's when Manchester United came, and I was asked to go and coach at Manchester United. So it was 2 years of my life where the best experience for an African that you can achieve is to play for one of the most iconic and recognized football teams in the world. So yeah, I think with all that experience that I've achieved, for me now to be here at Kenya, I think now I want to take all that experience and just put it into practice and make this Kenyan national team a success.
Now, I'm sure you've heard about the challenges of Kenyan football. Good news, of course, not under this administration. But anyone who dares to come into this country to coach the national team is either very brave, I won't say or the other one, but what was it about Hussein Mohammed and McDonald Mariga that convinced you to come to Kenya?
Transparency. They were a new regime that was very transparent, was honest and open. If there's difficulties, that is the difficulties that you had. And
move forward with a name, with a vision, with a first step. The right domain is out there. Get a hold of it and create your site. Discover easy-to-use design tools to use on social media and stay in touch and up to date with email marketing. Get online for free with GoDaddy.
Inside, I know very much how Africa functions, but I also learned how to do the right things to make African better, because I did it as I succeeded. So now I want to come back and I want to just make sure that these players understand and the people, African people understand, through hard work and dedication and pursuing what you want, anything is possible. And I think that was what the president and the deputy president assured me, that, you know, we're not going to tell you that everything is going to be roses, because it's not. And that I accept, and I want to help them also with the challenge, but I want to make the football team the best football team that the East Africa has seen. Because I strongly believe if we can fix the football team, the Football Federation will also prosper.
Thank you very much. Now, I know Arocho is going around with a roving mic. I just have one more question before Arocho can take a question from the crowd. I saw you on Twitter the other day. Is it X? Sorry, it's X, my youth. I had posted that it's official, Benni McCarthy is coming, and then Kenyans and their passion, let me call it passion. But if I was reading those comments, I would have gone on a plane and left the country. But I think it's just that Kenyans are passionate and we really want to see a difference in this country. But you were so gracious in your responses. You were basically telling the fans, all I need is your support. All I need is your support. So I hope you can be able to block the noise, because there will be noise until we begin to see results. It's just the nature of fans worldwide.
It's about feeling the noise. You know, sometimes what you hear, and for me it's about, if you see the passion in people's faces, that means that they really love their country. And so far the national team hasn't produced what people expected from them. So I can understand their pain and where the passion comes from and the negativity. But we, like I said, the way we want to work and the way we want to change this, that we're going to put the negativity into positivity. And this national team, I think people are really going to be surprised of what we can achieve, because I think we've got a very experienced coach there, and I think with his help and the team that I'm bringing, I don't think there's nothing that can stop us from succeeding with this Kenyan national team.
All right, thank you very much. Arocho, I can't see. Let's black out there and then
Coach Benni, hi. Really very good in the Kenyan succeed. My name is Alan Zuki from TV47. And of course, I know when you're discussing your contract with Hussein and the rest of the people, you probably had short-term goals and future goals. So I'm curious to hear about them, especially in the FIFA World Cup in 5. The team in third position is 5 points, 5 points behind the leaders of Cote d'Ivoire. And also, I want to know your targets in the African Nation Championships, because it is being hosted here, and just like Carlo told you, you're a big skeptic. We like winning, especially here at home. So I'd like to hear about your targets, kindly. Thank you for your question. I think the first question was
about basically your KPIs. We're going into a session of qualifications. I think we are matching 2 weeks.
Yes, so I think for me it's not about their teams happy. There's so many matches left to play. They've only played 4 qualifying matches. They are 4th in the group, and they are not very far behind Ivory Coast, who is in top position, and then Gabon, who is just behind Ivory Coast, and Burundi, who is at number 3. But like I said, we have 2 games where we can really try and change the players' mindset to prepare ourselves well. But if we can have positive results, and like I said, for me, I think it is possible that the players that the national team have, you win 2 games, you collect 6 points, which takes you to 11 points, and then you are very close to the top. So I've not given up hope that this campaign can still be successful, even though it looks like it is impossible to qualify, but nothing is impossible. We're going to make it work, and we're going to work extremely hard with the players and the technical staff that we can be a success. And come the end of the World Cup campaign, hopefully we'll be close enough to beat Ivory Coast to number 1, or to finish in a top 2 position where we play playoff qualifications so to qualify for the World Cup. But we are very hopeful and we are very positive that we can achieve that.
I think what was also asked, and this I think is contractual, are there any clear KPIs that you must get X amount of wins in the remaining qualifiers, and what are the targets you also asked for China, which we are hosting, which runs a sailing league in station charge?
I think we want to win every point that's available to us. We will work hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's also not impossible. Not to win, because the quality of the players that we have to have a positive mindset. Because if we start thinking that we can't beat Ivory Coast or this problem, no, we have to be really positive, and the players must see that the coaches that are winning are winners, and they want to win every game, and that will only help the players push so that we can try and win every point that's available to us. And then for the CHAN and the African Nations Cup qualifications, the tournament is in Kenya, and we want to showcase, we want to make a good account of ourselves, so we will do very well, not to be failures, but we want to make Kenyan people proud of being the host country of the CHAN and then the African Nations Cup, but that we also that we see the national team also in and amongst the latter stages in the semi-final or the final of the African Nations Cup and the CHAN. That is what we want to achieve, but with hard work it can be possible.
All right, thank you. Before the next question, I just want to give a follow-up question to Hussein Mohammed. He's been smiling all through. Hussein, I know we can be very impatient as fans. I'm a fan of football first, before anything else. We can be very impatient. Realistically, what are our targets for the remaining matches in World Cup, African qualifiers, and for CHAN? Realistically, what are our targets?
Of course, we have to have short-term, mid-term, long-term plans. Yes. And eventually, if you invest in football today, you'll see results a couple of years down the road. Naturally, we must put a lot of effort into the youth teams as well for us to see the long-term development plans mature and grow, and for us to succeed and sustain that the performance at that level. So that we can be competitive, but also be able to top or rather be a superpower that we used to be back in the day. However, let me give you a very good example, and which was in the recent, just recently that happened in the recent past with the women's team. When we went to camp with the team, many Kenyans, of course on social media, and understandably so after the new results, didn't really believe that we would be able to beat Tunisia away. At home, in their home. And I think we had a long discussion with the team and the technical bench. And we assured the technical bench as a federation that there will be zero interference in the technical bench, that they will get all the support in a five-star hotel, and they will be treated well. And the decision will lie with the technical bench on how they will deliver this win, and they did it. With all the order. assured the girls and we assured the technical bench and the coach that the federation is committed and we will put everything in place to make sure they succeed. Together, of course, with the government of Kenya, we are able to give the girls a very good send-off. We were able to incentivize that, or we got something before they left, which they could live with their families, behind with their families, and the environment was conducive. It was just right for them to be able to give their optimum performance, and which they did, and they came home with a win. The same thing applies to Harambee Stars, and today, in front of this audience and in front of our Kenyans, I want to give the same commitment that we will not, as a federation, interfere with the technical bench of Harambee Stars. Nobody in my team will call Benni, will call anybody in the bench to force a player down their throat or to dictate how the coaching will be done. They will be completely independent. And that is why in our agreement and our contract, it's not more on what we qualify for today. It's more on a performance reward system that rewards the technical bench with every successful performance and every qualification. We understand it's a journey, and it starts from somewhere. So I just want to take this opportunity to urge all Kenyans, please be patient. Be patient with us. The federation will do its job. We have support from government, we have support from FIFA, we have support now from sponsors who are coming on board. Slowly but surely, you seem to be already that is here with us. Tomorrow, there's our partners who are willing to come in. Be patient with us. We believe we've put the most competent, the best technical team, both for the guys and for Harambee Stars.
Thank you very much. I think after saying Kenyans, after Kenyans there's also media. Be patient, my fellow scrubs. I want to give another question here.
Hello, Mr. Benni. My name is Simon Mulama. I'm glad to be in your presence today and welcome to Kenya. I'm honored that I had an opportunity to watch you play the African Cup of Nations in 1998 with Bill Masinga and the rest. And also I'm a big fan of yours when you're doing your analysis at Supersport. So to some of us, you're not a whole stranger. Different passion in the field and also some good results. Is that something you're also willing to do as a senior national team coach, number one? Number two, we all know that the future of the country definitely lies in the hands of the youth. Much as you're the head coach of the senior team, how much will you have to at least make sure that we at the grassroots level produce good enough players that can make your work easy at the senior level? Thank you.
Thank you. So the first question about giving the young players an opportunity, I was very fortunate enough. My career, I thought I was a good player that could make it, but coaches wouldn't believe in me because I was. One coach gave me an opportunity at 16 years old, and my career took off. So I'm a very, very, very big fan of producing young players, giving young players an opportunity. I think for me, if you're good enough, you're old enough. I don't care if it's a 15-year-old player, if he's good enough and he can handle himself in the men's game, then he should play. I don't see why we should hold young players back. So I'm a coach very open to giving young players an opportunity when they deserve it. And
The second question was about getting involved in the development of the young players. I think that's more a question for FDF.
Yeah, no, but I think also with the time that I'm going to be in Kenya, I want to spend a lot of time getting to know the coaches from the National League, because if you have a sort of relationship with coaches and understanding that they work with the national team coaches, with the Kenyan Federation about the upcoming young players that they have, that we as the national team can look at these players and have small little camps in between, but with their cooperation, working together. So I think, yeah, there has to be a very good relationship with the national team coaches and the local coaches in the league for this country to prosper and for the young players to get the grassroots players to get the opportunity that they need to also grow and one day represent Harambee Stars at all national levels. So that is how I want to do things and work with the coaches here.
Can I just ask a question? I know as a national team coach, you don't necessarily have to live permanently in this country because the services aren't required around the clock, but I know in the past we had one national team coach who was barely in this country until like 2 days before camp. And yet, because our league games are not necessarily live, it means you physically need to almost scout for yourself at certain times, go for different league matches, whether it's in Kisii, Kisumu, Mombasa. Are you committed? Have you arranged for that?
No, like I said, and for the past few days, we've been driving around, going around. I've never felt more at home anywhere in my whole football career than I have been since my arrival in Kenya. And this is not just saying because I'm now a national team coach and I have to say it. I feel like I'm Kenyan. Really. The people have been incredible to us, and the climate at the moment, my family is in the UK and they are suffering. Me, I'm enjoying because the sun is making my skin shimmering, so I'm in my element, so I don't want to leave Kenya in a hurry. So I will be here as long as possible, and I'm also a coach. I like to watch players firsthand, then to watch on a computer, then to get the stats. I'm someone, the naked eye never lies, and if I don't see something for my own experience, then I don't want to take someone's word or what the computer tells me. So that's why I will be in Kenya for as long as possible to try and watch the local matches, to see the local players, and also not just forgetting the international players. When I have an opportunity, a window, when speaking with the president and Deputy Mariga, to also visit the players who's playing in Europe so that they also don't feel our only focus is on the local players, but on any player that plays for the national team, we will try and visit those players so that we can just have better relationships. So when the players come here, they come here with a smiley, happy heart, and the results will be in our favor.
Thank you very much, Benny. I can see that all our ducks are being put in a row, Hussein. And just so you know, I know you met a lot of these guys sitting, especially here in the front row. You met them upstairs. This just shows the level, I think, of commitment that the Kenyans. Paul Tergat is here. Give me a round of applause for Paul Tergat. What? President of the National Olympic Committee, and his CV is this long and this impressive. We have government officials here, even though they're not in the sports ministry, very supportive of sport and football matters in this country. You came along with a high commissioner from South Africa. He's here to support you as well. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him as well. Thank you so much. And I know people sitting on this podium are people who will support you through your journey. Arocha, do we have any more questions?
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Two questions. First to Mr. President Hussein. First, why Benni McCarthy? Maybe you can elaborate about the competitiveness of the appointment and also the duration of the coach and the other technical staff for the new coach. Back to Benni. People back home in South Africa are wondering why you chose Kenya from Manchester United to Nairobi. Why? And as a coach, what do you want to achieve in that period with the national team? Thank you.
A lot of those questions have already been answered.
Yeah. It's answered.
All of them have been answered.
And we've moved on.
Please pay attention.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Zita Jimoy from Citizen TV. I just have one question, just asking the duration of your contract, and then within that duration, what will you have achieved with the duration that you've been given in the contract?
Okay, that's also been partially answered. Maybe I think the part that hasn't is the duration of the contract. I did ask a few times about KPIs, duration. Could we answer that first, Hussein?
Okay, thanks, thanks for the questions. I think very quickly on the issue of KPIs, we talked about performance reward system as part of our key foundation in terms of the KPIs for the coaches, because it's the entire technical bench. We're not looking at McCarthy as an individual in this process. It's the entire technical bench, and their term is up to AFCON 2027. The duration is up to AFCON 2027.
Was there a second part that hasn't been answered? That's been answered. All right, thank you. Any more questions before we wind up? Arocho, there's a hand.
Well, I think we should get one more because we need to move on to the next session. Let me get a lady. Let me get a lady.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Toto Areg is my name from the Nation Media Group. And this question goes to Coach McCarthy. You know, you worked with one of the top clubs in the world. I know Carol will never want to hear this. You worked with one of the best clubs in the world, you know, working at Old Trafford with Eric Ten Hag, you know, the likes of Bruno Fernandes. How was the experience like working at Manchester United? And also my second question, maybe how many languages can you speak?
I think answer the languages first, because that's very quick, and then your experience at that club at Old Trafford. No, it's an amazing.
Yeah, I speak 5 languages, and it is English and South African, Afrikaans, and I understand a little bit of Zulu. But it's not speaking it. And then all the football clubs that I've played for in the different countries, I've made sure that I try to learn the language so that I can communicate and understand the people, but also feel that I want to know about their culture. So Dutch in Holland, when I moved to Ajax, I learned to speak Dutch. And then when I moved to Spain, La Liga, Celta Vigo, I learned to speak Spanish. And also then when I moved to FC Porto in Portugal, I also learned to speak Portuguese. And I can, if people speak French, I can pick it up. I don't speak it fluent. And also when Mariga speaks Italian, I can pick it up also from all my time. So 5 languages in total and understand 3 others.
And Kiswahili in waiting.
And Swahili, that is my next mission. That is the mission.
And there's Kiswahili and there's Sheng. Whether you learn and then don't stay uptown, go and live where the Swahili is spoken. Where the football Swahili is spoken. Hussein, I hope the arrangements.
The power is now in your hands, enabling you to pay bills on the updated Stanbic mobile app. After login, select Bill Payments. Then create a new bill by selecting a biller. Key in account number and amount you want to pay. You can save the biller at this point for future use. Then, confirm the details, authorize the transactions, and you are good to go. To check your pending bills and saved billers, go to the Bill Payments option at the bottom of the login screen. For previous bills and the amount owed and your list of saved billers. Download the updated Stanbic mobile app today.
Life. No one goes through life without struggle. And unfortunately for us now, is our struggle. But we will succumb and we will get back to the top where we belong.
Next season. But what was your experience here? Because it is a big club. Even me as an Arsenal fan, I acknowledge, are the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah, no, I think you can't work for a bigger club than Manchester United, because I think everywhere in the world we travel with the team. I think traffic stops, the town comes to a halt just because Manchester United is there, and I think that tells you the magnitude and how it is. But it was important for an African, when you come from disadvantage and you find yourself working at the biggest club. It's only normal that you want to educate and empower yourself. So for me to have all the best equipment for training,